You're the CEO of Chrysalis Partners based in Denver. Give us like the elevator pitch of what does Chrysalis
Sure.
Partners do for the audience who didn't get to see your talk in February in Phoenix at our annual summit.
Yep. So we think about helping our clients get value and utility and revenue from data. That's our broadest mandate. We generally think about it as having a couple of facets. One being humanizing data, which is making data much easier to consume and digest by people that are not analysts or technologists. So we have a practice that undertakes that activity to make complex data easier for everyone, whether it's in a corporate environment or in a city where you may have analysts doing a great job with data, but it might not be making its way to the mayor or the city council or other constituencies within the municipality. So that's our humanizing work. And then we focus on monetizing, helping everyone get more value and utility and explicitly get revenue from that data in lots of different ways, whether it's productizing it, syndicating it, turning it into insights that can be used, or turning it into something that's actually generating incremental revenue streams for whoever the data owner is.
And you guys have responded to COVID-19 crisis with this new symptom collector. Can you explain what it is and how it works, and maybe a couple of cities that you're working with and how they've
Sure.
rolled it out already?
Yes. So symptom collector is designed to allow anyone anywhere to report their symptoms using a simple web-based tool. So you don't need a special device, nothing like that. You can use your phone or your tablet or your computer. And the idea is that you can report your symptoms with specificity. You can be quite detailed about what you have, underlying conditions, things like what your temperature is or how long you've had these symptoms. You can also give us a sample of your cough sounds, which we are using to train this groundbreaking AI that we're developing with a sister company that will soon be able to distinguish between COVID cough and about 20 other kinds of coughs. So we have a bunch of really interesting hopes and ambitions for that particular product.
So you get to cough into your computer or your phone and it collects it?
But then sanitize afterward.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And we're continuing to evolve the questions we ask. So as this disease, as we learn more about the virus and the symptoms and what the indicators are, we're really modifying that in real time, adding more facets and features to what's being collected, and importantly, deploying a map, because what we really want is to be able to see these things on a map. Right now, kind of the 1.0 version of the map just shows how many symptoms, how many individuals are reporting symptoms and where they're located. As the map gets better and more mature, you'll be able to discern from the map which symptoms you want to look at, which combinations of symptoms you want to be able to see, and the temporality, because you might want to know how many folks reported symptoms today as opposed to the last 7 days, or as this goes on for a longer period of time, the last 3 months, or whatever time frame is relevant. One of our first partners is the city of Jackson, Mississippi. They have mobile testing units in conjunction with Jackson Hines Medical Center, and they want to know where to position their mobile testing units, and they want to make those decisions based on where people are getting sick. So this is a perfect kind of early warning tool. It gives them not just the how many, but the what kinds of symptoms do we have, and where should we put those vehicles? And then a couple steps beyond that, what hospital resources are going to be needed? What first responder loads are going to be happening as a result of the volumes? So what we're trying to do is help cities get a very clear perspective on how many people in their jurisdiction, whether it's a town or a city or a county or a whole state. We're trying to give them a way to see how many people have what symptoms and where they are. And we feel like if we can do that effectively, do it efficiently, rapidly, and inexpensively, cities are in a much better position to deploy their resources appropriately.
I guess one other question about trends, like how do you feel like this moment we're in, both the pandemic and the economic crisis, How are you seeing this kind of smart cities AI data space changing? What kind of big ideas are you seeing come out, or are we stalled? Are we speeding up? Are we shrinking? Are we expanding? What are you seeing from your perspective?
I think one of the things that I find really interesting, I've been very invested in and focused on data privacy as it relates to all these technologies that are rolling out
Yeah,
around the world, and they're incredible technologies. It's just amazing the kinds of things that are being developed, and all of them end up creating a tension with privacy, with individuals' data privacy. And so there's this incredibly delicate balance that has to be struck, and privacy advocates are incredibly valuable for pushing back on those things and making sure that they're thoughtful about data privacy and that they're really respecting those requirements. What I see with regard to this pandemic is we're going to see a lot of surveillance technology, monitoring people's behaviors, who they interact with, where they go. And everyone today, through the lens of this pandemic, would say, yes, my God, of course, the technology is available, use it. And then you do it, and then the horse is completely out of the barn.
right.
And how do you ever reel that back in? And so it's necessary, and thank goodness those tools are available. But I think we're going to have to reconcile, when we've gotten through the worst of this, which I dearly hope is sooner rather than later.
Me
But
too.
that's a real challenge, and it's very enticing because those technologies are incredible, and it's all there, and we can do all of it. But should we? For how long and
Yeah.
under what circumstances, and how does that extend its way out? To me, that's what we're seeing, this acknowledgement that, okay, we have to do this, and we're going to have to figure this out later.
Do you think the privacy space can innovate in time to do something there where consumers and residents, US residents can feel comfortable with this?
I do. I think it's going to take some considerable political will to
Yeah,
enforce that kind of balance that is really easy to just blow past in
yeah,
times like this. But I think we have to, all of us, advocate for that, and make sure that the people who, privacy advocates who are so valuable to this process, make sure that their voices are being heard. The technology is so malleable.
yeah.
We're capable of doing such incredible things right now. I'm confident that if we can agree on the policies, they can be implemented into the technologies, but we have got to get to that point.